I thought the biggest loser of the night was Ted Cruz. And the reason for that is he's got to make up ground on Donald Trump. And he went with his standard smarmy shtick and the squint, the insincere squint. Well, let me tell you something, Wolf. Like, oh, yeah. So, like, and we were talking about it in the live coverage as we're doing the play-by-play on it. At least they're both liars, Trump and Cruz. But at least Trump sounds like a human being when he lies. Right? He talks like a child, right? But a child Homo sapien. Whereas Ted Cruz is like, we criticize Rubio for being a robot, but Cruz has his talking points too. And he does the same, like, insincere, like, well, when I say something, I'm going to stick to it because of I'm going to drain the swamp of Washington. That's such a talking point. I've heard that talking point 1,000 times in my life. So that's not resonating with people. So on the Democratic side, Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders, in my opinion, are basically at a tie, because if you're pro-establishment, you like Hillary Clinton and you like what she had to say tonight. If you're for the revolution, you like what Bernie Sanders had to say tonight. So on the Republican side, where Cruz had an opportunity to make up ground, he didn't. He sounded like the same kind of standard politician that Republican voters are saying, no, we're not interested in. What did you think, Jordan?
I thought by far the biggest winner was Donald Trump, who essentially was not asked about his campaign manager over the weekend, yanking a protester to the ground, was not asked about his campaign manager. Now new reports say he's made sexual calls to female reporters.
Who's surprised by that revelation?
Right.
The only thing I'm surprised by is that it wasn't a proxy for Donald Trump actually asking those questions.
Right. He was again able to flip-flop and moonwalk all over the place on what he said about Syrian refugees, what he said about Israel in the past, and also that he's claiming to be the greatest jobs president God ever created. There were no questions on jobs, the economy. I understand the Israel speech happened today, but you have time. You could ask about, well, Mr. Trump, let's get into your tax policy, this and that. I think another semi-winner was Hillary Clinton, because that was an egregious softball to her. And I'd say to me, I guess you could say a winner was CNN, because they continue to do this, so they're going to get good ratings for it.
Yeah, look, maybe in the short run. I think in the long run, though, people are starting to see through it, right? And
no, the winner tonight, again, is the Young Turks.
Yes.
No doubt about it. This is why people get their news from YouTube. Imagine just what you said. Imagine if we had that town hall here. Mm-hmm. There would be 3 billion people watching it. No one's going to tune in to watch that fucking snooze fest that Anderson Cooper did. I said I'd never been to a journalism class. Either has fucking Anderson Cooper, obviously. Who the hell would watch that snooze fest? You just had a fascist, xenophobe racist who's been telling people that I'm going to pay for your legal bills if you beat the shit out of people. I want to ban a third of the world's population from our country, and you don't lay a glove on him? You didn't lay a goddamn glove on him. You're normalizing him yet again.
So it's funny. I'm in the middle of you guys, in this case, quite literally, because I think Jordan's right that their ratings will be great tonight because they had all 5 of the candidates on, and they had Trump on, and he brings good ratings and all that.
And they build it as a town hall,
right? which it wasn't, of course. But that's Jimmy. That's why they don't ask the hard questions, because then they won't get those guys on and get their temporary bump in ratings, right? And so the reason a lot of the candidates won't come on here is because we'll ask them real questions. We'll ask them substantive questions, policy questions, and we'll hold their feet to the fire. That's why they won't come on here. But in the long run, I'd rather be on this side than that side. Enjoy your short-term bump in the ratings because you've lost the trust of people, and that makes all the difference in the world, especially if your logo or your brand is the most trusted name in news.
Yes.
Come on. Okay, as Jeb Bush would say, come on, give me a break. But towards the winners, I actually think Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders were both winners. I think Hillary Clinton said, hey, I'm sane. I'm, as opposed to the Republicans, I'm going to be steady as we go here, steady hand. And she made that case, and CNN helped her to make that case. And for people who don't want no change, people who are interested in a political revolution, a progressive revolution, more important than any of that is to get the goddamn money out of politics and end the corruption and get free and fair elections. Well, then Bernie Sanders made a compelling case. So they both won with whoever they wanted to appeal to.
You know what was good, though, was how often Anderson Cooper kept bringing up the amazing crowds that Bernie's drawing everywhere he goes. He just wouldn't stop bringing that shit up. Why wouldn't Anderson stop bringing that up? Oh, I mean, I don't think he ever mentioned it.
Oh
did he?
no, I don't think. But he did ask 4 questions
About Castro.
Castro.
About fucking Castro, which affects my life 0.